Hello, guys. Welcome back to another video. This is the Football Connect LFC. I'm your host, Sam, and we are back again with another one. So, football had come to a standstill at Liverpool, but today there was an amazing, by the way, amazing tribute which was set up by the LFC crew, the TV crew, where they actually went to talk more about Diogo Jota, showing what people are doing, hearing different people giving perspective over the Diego Jota's life that he has lived, the memories he has left us as Liverpool fans, and everything that we felt. It was just amazing to see a lot of people were happy. We saw so many goals. We remembered some of the goals that we enjoyed watching Diego Jota show scoring. And I would like, actually want to ask you a question on the comment section. Tell me which goal you like the most of Diego Jota he scored when he was at Liverpool. I'm curious to find out mine. I can actually tell you right now the goal that he scored against Tottenham Hotspurs after Richard Alisson had scored and going poo, and that goal for me speaks. It speaks so much for me. That was my one. My number two is the goal that he scored against Arsenal, where he flipped in the entire backline and the goalkeeper and he scored. Then the last one has to be the of my top three. The last one has to be the goal that he scored against Everton this season to guarantee us winning the title. So I want to hear your thoughts, your own best three goals that Diogo Jota scored for you, that you remember, that you always remember in your memory, no matter where you are, in the comment section. Like and subscribe to the Football Connect LFC. So let's get back to the news. So tomorrow marks the beginning of the title defense. It marks the beginning of the title defense as Liverpool starts to work on to build up what they're working on going forward as a team. So they'll be coming back to Enfield actually to Ajax training ground where their preseason begins for 2025-2026 season. I know, still playing for Thursday, just a few days. I know, I'm not running away from that, but I think it is a sign that football is moving on, even though we still want to move. Football is moving on, and a lot of things have happened. If you've been keeping up with the Football Connect on YouTube, you could see that a lot of things have been happening. So let's talk about the news that have been hitting on the transfer news. Like I told you, football is moving on, even though it feels like they're standing. So listen to this. Barcelona have, have not changed their interest in trying to make an approach on Luis Diaz. This is according to Fabrizio Ramon. Diaz is keen on the move. He's the main target for Barca as a winger, while if while Barcelona are aware of the difficulties in negotiation ahead of club to club after the two approach that they did was rejected. That's according to Fabrizio Romano, that the Barcelona are not giving up on Luis Diaz. They're gonna try by all means to do whatever they can to work on that and try to get him. They're interested, and Luis Diaz is keen on the move to Barcelona. And that was not the only thing. It was also reported again later on, which was a major breaking news by FC Bayern. If you keep up with him, FC Bayern is a popular account. He always reports. He's a journalist who reports information. And they said mega breaking news: Luis Diaz has agreed personal terms with Bayern Munich. And the blade came in and doubled down on the same thing. And he said that Luis Diaz has reached a verbal agreement with Bayern Munich. So all in all, what I'm reading, it shows that something is happening. And also, this is a more in depth on what's happening there. So, Luis Diaz told Bayern Munich he wants to join the German club. The Colombian is now their their top priority target to reinforce the wing side, of course, the left wing side. Negotiations between the clubs haven't started yet, and is expected that Barcelona will also fight for his signature. So that was according to Blades telling us that Diaz has already agreed in terms of what he's interested in moving to FC Bayern, and he's really interested. He has told the club that he wants to move there, and what we're also being told by news as well in Germany is that now the negotiations will start with the club. They also know that Barcelona will be in the mix trying to fight to get Luis Diaz his signature. And this just tells you everything you want to understand. It just tells you everything that is happening. I know Barcelona not really much, but Bayern Munich are well known for playing their media games. They know how to take advantage of the media, especially in their side, using the journalists and everything on their side to try and enforce situations and reporting that Diaz has already agreed a deal with them, moves a lot of things in their side, it moves everything and all the attention to that side. And what we're being told that they're pushing and they're trying to see whatever that happens over the situation. Of course, it's gonna take time to understand what happens, how far the deal moves, what's gonna happen. But what we know, and it's really clear, it looks like Bayern Munich and Barcelona are really, really interested in Diaz, and the Diaz is interested in moving. Another report that I saw was actually saying that the reason why Diaz wants to move away from Liverpool is because he feels like the money he's on right now is worth more, and he's trying to go to a place where you get that money. In terms of contract negotiating with Liverpool, they started and it seems like they've died down. What he's asking for, Liverpool are not willing to meet. So it's quite interesting to see how this situation plays out, but that's all we're being told over in Germany, that it looks like there is an agreement between Diaz and Bayern Munich, and also Fabrizio Romano is telling us that FC Barcelona are not moving away. They're interested in getting Diaz. So it's going to be an interesting one. Of course, these are just the early stages of the transfers. A lot of things are going to change. A lot of things are going to happen, and we're going to be told so much. But at this moment, we give it time. There was also another news which was reported, which was said. This was by Sasha Savaler, and this was what he said. He said, Liverpool Luis Diaz is not at all satisfied with his salary at Liverpool. Like I just told you, this was one was saying it, which is why he's opened the doors to departure this summer. He won't prefer he would prefer a move to Barcelona over Bayern Munich. However, Liverpool do not want to sell. They hope to reach a compromise on his wage and agree an extension. That's what he said. That Liverpool hoping that they can actually agree, they can reach a compromise to what they're willing to evaluate the player on and what the player is willing to get. It seems like there's a big evaluation between what the player feels like is earned and what the club is willing to give. So that's what's creating this rotation and whatever that is happening. And we have to keep an eye on to see what's going to happen and exactly what will be the decision which will be done. Because at the end of the day, movement has to happen. And Diaz, if it's going to move, it's going to happen either we like it or not. We have to keep an eye on that one and see what happens. That's not the only news. There was also news which was reported by Court of Side. I'm not saying that I believe this, but this was what's reported, which they're saying Liverpool are lining up on a move on Benfica's midfielder Ozak Kukulog, who's valued at 334.5 million. He used to play under Slot at Feyenoord. I don't really know his position. Is he a midfielder? Is he a defensive midfielder? I'm not really sure. Or maybe he's a controller. I think maybe he's. I don't really know exactly what Slot is trying to strengthen in the midfield department. But if this is true by court of side, we have to keep an eye on it. It seems like they're interested in a player who used to play under Slot and maybe understand what Slot demands in a footballer, and maybe it will make sense very, very soon. But that's all we're being told. We have to keep an eye on that one to see how it progresses and what's going to happen. But that's all we're being told, that there is something that is happening. Sasha Savaler came back again on Liverpool, and this went crazy, by the way, which he said Ibrahima Konate has made it clear through intermediaries that if he is to leave Liverpool, he would only prefer to sign for Real Madrid. That's what he said. And also, I think it was also repeated as well. He said that breaking news, Ibrahim Konate has now made his decision clear that if he leaves Liverpool, it is only to join Real Madrid. The decision is very clear to the Frenchman, and he considers Real Madrid as the perfect club to grow his career. He's willing to wait until 2026 to join as a free agent, similar to Trent Alexander-Arnold. His encounters His encounterage has already informed Real on his decision. That was reported about 5 hours ago, and I'm telling you, the whole Liverpool internet went crazy. The whole Liverpool internet went crazy because we cannot keep reliving these weird decisions of players leaving us for free and benefiting anything. Konate even worse because we paid money from him for him for when he was coming from RB Leipzig and he wants to leave us for free. That for me is unacceptable. Of course, looking at the journalist, he's the one who broke by doing the Florent Best situation. Looking at the journalist rather than to actually face the fact that this is something that is happening because there's no any movement in terms of Konate's decision in signing a new contract. Looking at what's happening, if we are Liverpool fans, we have to open our eyes. We ignored the same situation when it happened with Trent Alexander-Arnold, and we lost him for free. It's happening again. We need to open our eyes and make a decision. Konate is not going to sign. Give him a deadline. If he doesn't sign a new contract, move him on. Let him go and play elsewhere. If he doesn't want to move on to any club and Real Madrid are willing to pay, then you do this. You make sure that he doesn't play football at all. We've seen other clubs doing that. There has to be a way to show that we're still in Power's club. We cannot be kept being played like this by players. Something has to change. We'll keep an eye on that one and we'll see what happens. But that's what was reported and that's what we're being told. And like I had already reported, Liverpool players are set to report for preseason on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. In fact, it could be today if you are watching this game, this video tomorrow. It could be today. And according to on Tuesday, following the death of Diogo Jota, that's a source told ESPN. Some players had initially been due to report some players had initially been due to report for preseason testing last Friday. However, those plans were postponed in light of Jota's passing. That's what we are being explained by ESPN, and now we see what happens. But when it comes to Liverpool news, people, I think this is all that we have right now for you. That's what has been happening. News is back, and a lot of things are happening. So many people are not going to be happy with what they're hearing, but that's the truth of the matter. That's what's moving, and we have to be comfortable with it. And we need to start to take action over some of the decisions that have been happening, and players who are thinking that they can keep leaving Liverpool for free and leaving us without even anything in hand. So click that like button, subscribe to the Connect. Oh, before I go, there was a breaking news which broke just a few minutes ago before we came live, which included Darwin Nunez. So according to Demasio, he said, I had almost forgot this. According to Demasio, this is what he said: Napoli have tabled an offer of around 50 million euro plus 5 million euro for Darwin Nunez, as per Demasio. I think if I'm Liverpool, I'm taking this. I'm taking this because I don't think we expected us to even make anything close to this, and there's an opportunity to do so. I think they should get this decision. They should get this done with and allow the player to move on. He's not already in Arne Slot's plan. That has been made clear since the beginning of the transfer window. So why hold a player who is not in your plan, with which you don't see the future going forward? Let there be movement. That's all I'm saying. We'll wait and see what happens. But if I'm Liverpool, this deal I take. So, like I'm saying, like the video, subscribe to connect. We'll talk more over the union situation if it progresses tomorrow. We'll be here to see what happens. Like the video, subscribe to connect. And of course, we'll be talking about the players back on the preseason after the Diogo Jota situation. We need to move on, people. It's really painful to even say this, but it's really important that we start moving on and we have to help our players because trust me, it's not gonna be easy. Nothing nothing like this is ever easy in life. It can be painful. Like the video, subscribe to connect, and you can always find me here every time when you are looking for me. I'm out. Peace. Subscribe to the connect.